Hey folks, welcome to the Cardboard Cave. We're here to review the new Bojangles Bowberry Waffles and Chicken, which when I just first read that, I got very excited because chicken and waffles is a classic combination that just for whatever reason is not done much. Like you hear about it all the time, but at least around here, nobody does it. And to me, it just makes so much sense for a place like Bojangles. You know, they serve breakfast all day anyways. Why not have some waffles? You know, there's got to be a way they can do that without slowing things down too much. Is this really waffles? Is it something different? We'll find out. So I ate in the restaurant and it was way too busy, frankly, to talk and do a full video in there. But I give you a look at how everything looks. And I show you the receipt for the price that I paid. I can't remember exactly what it was right now, so just check out the receipt. But I do know it felt a little high. Now, that's for the combo. I think it was $8.49, but you can look at the receipt. Feels a little high compared to, like, the regular Cajun Flay biscuit. I think is less than that in our area. But anyways, I assume it's a limited time thing. I wanted to try it. So take a look at it, and then we'll come back here and give you my thoughts. All right, so to get the disappointment out of the way first, I was really hoping this was just like you could just order some Bowberry waffles and have it with your fried chicken. But it's really more of a biscuit sandwich. Like it's being sold like the sausage Bowberry biscuit, if you remember that, which was a little odd. And when I had it, I said it seems like the kind of thing you'd have at like a fair or a festival, not the kind of thing you would eat, you know, regularly. But for what it was, I actually thought it was pretty good. I enjoyed it quite a bit. And it might still be around. I don't think, no, it isn't. I tried to get it actually recently because they let me order it on the app. But then at the restaurant, they're like, I don't know why people keep ordering this thing. We don't have it anymore. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. It was on the app, you know. But anyways, so that's gone now. I was a little disappointed to find out that the Bowberry chicken and waffles is kind of just like a ready-made biscuit sandwich. It's not just, you know, you can order waffles on the side with your chicken. That just makes so much sense to me. But what is it? Okay, so let me start with this. I think everyone, if it sounds intriguing to you and you have a Bojangles anywhere near you, I think you should try it once. I think everyone who clicked on this video because they were curious should try it once. Because some people are absolutely going to love this thing. Now, I was disappointed because to me, what I got wasn't a waffle. What I got did not taste bad. It was interesting, but it wasn't a waffle. What do I mean? The closest thing is almost like the consistency of a more dense cookie. Like it wasn't super crunchy, but it was more like, and I don't mean this necessarily in a bad way, but you know, like a cookie that's been made for a day, you know, and it's got a little harder, a little denser, you know, not a super soft cookie, but maybe a cookie that's slightly well done. That was the consistency. A thick, slightly well done cookie. Not super crunchy, but somewhere in between well done and soft cookie. That was the consistency of this. Or like a more dense biscuit. One of those two things. You know, when I think of a waffle, I think pillowy. I think fluffy. This was not that. Clearly, they prioritized making this into basically a biscuit or a sandwich that you can take and eat on the road. Now, don't get me wrong. It was messy. I don't know if you saw, but you had the bottom piece was just the waffle. The top piece was another waffle, but then that blueberry basically jam smeared all over it. So you got this one side of the chicken and one side of waffle with the blueberry jam. And that had a good taste. I think it was probably exactly the same stuff they inject into the Bowberry biscuit. And I've said this before, but if you don't know what Bojangles is, but you know how to get to one, get a Bowberry biscuit. It is a divine, as long as you eat it fresh, hopefully they don't give you ones that have been sitting around. And usually they're fresh when I get them. As long as you eat it as soon as they make it, it is a divine dessert, the Bowberry biscuit. Just the regular old Bowberry biscuit. The syrup / jam stuff on this waffle, I think, is the stuff they inject into the Bowberry biscuit to give it the actual, like the blue spots to look like blueberries. I think it's made with blueberry, but it's not, actual like whole blueberries. I think that's what this jam is. So it's good. It's tasty. The chicken is, let me start with the less interesting part. I know I started talking about the waffle. The Cajun filet chicken breast that they put on their Cajun filet biscuit at Bojangles is the best fast food breakfast chicken. In fact, the regular Cajun filet chicken biscuit from Bojangles is my favorite breakfast biscuit. And if you don't live in the South, you're probably like, it's crazy that even is considered breakfast to begin with. But it's glorious. It's a Cajun, slightly spicy, not crazy, but just a little bit extra kick. Cajun filet, fried, delicious. The Cajun filet biscuit from Bojangles is my favorite breakfast biscuit. So you should know that going in. My second favorite is probably the country fried steak biscuit from Hardee's. Another biscuit that most people will probably like, is that really breakfast? Sure. So yeah, love the Cajun filet. It was delicious as always, the one I had. Love the Cajun filet. The thing is, I don't think that blueberry sauce stuff, to me, improved the Cajun filet. It didn't ruin it. I actually think a straight up waffle with syrup might have been a better fit, because the Cajun filet is so good and so tasty. To me, the strong blueberry sauce was clashing a little bit with it. Neither one ruined the other, but I don't think it was an improvement on the Cajun filet itself. So that's one thing. But the waffle itself, like I said, it was like a dense, slightly hard cookie. Not crunchy, not quite to that level, but a slightly hard cookie. Thick cookie. That being said, it had a good enough flavor, but it reminded me more of the Bowberry cookie, which I don't know if that's still around or not, but those are darn good. Not as good as a Bowberry biscuit, but they're good. But it's honestly more like the Bowberry cookie than it is a Bowberry biscuit or any kind of waffle. And that's my biggest disappointment. I love that the sauce on it, the blueberry sauce, is good. There's nothing bad about it. There's zero bad about it. I ate the whole thing and licked up the extra syrup. That's disgusting, but it's true. But I could not help but be disappointed that, to me, that's not a waffle. It's more of a cookie or a dense biscuit. I think that's the best way I can describe it. I can't place exactly what I've had that is that exact consistency, but I think a dense biscuit or dense cookie is the best I'm going to get to describing it. Which means it didn't really taste like a waffle to me. It was its own thing. That being said, I had a few bites of it all together. And again, I just feel like the sweet and specifically the blueberry flavor did not add anything to the chicken. So I ended up eating the rest of it, just the chicken on its own, and then had the waffles as basically like a cookie, like a dessert. I will say they're not insanely sweet. They're not as sweet as a straight up blueberry biscuit. They're not even as sweet as the Bowberry cookies. But I think they're a little too sweet for me to go with the Cajun filet breast itself, the Cajun filet. So I think it's worth getting once because the Cajun filet is delicious and the waffle cookie things are interesting. And you get two of them plus the chicken breast. So it's a neat little, you're basically getting dessert and protein all in one meal. I just don't think eating it all together was really the answer. And it just makes me wish Bojangles, it's a great idea. I think they have a phenomenal idea. They just need to go all in with it. And I know it's probably a logistics thing. It could be a logistics nightmare, training all the employees to make the waffles, the extra space, the machine and everything. But if they could do that, I think chicken and waffles could be a new thing for Bojangles. Not these waffles, though, because these aren't really waffles. I don't know how these are made exactly, but I assume it's probably more like how they make the biscuits or the cookies. Like, it's not really a waffle in my mind. But I still think you should try it. Again, zero about it tasted bad. Zero bad taste. Zero truly wrong with it. I just don't think that the blueberry sauce and the chicken was a great combo. I think just regular syrup, like from a regular waffle, on the side would be a lot better. And then the waffle itself, to me, wasn't a waffle. It was not a waffle. It was its own creation. But give it a try, and please comment below what you think if you give it a try. I would love to know. As far as a rating, here's the thing. I'm going to be a little harsh because I love the Cajun Flay biscuit so much. And now that I've had this once, I would never pick this over the Cajun Flay biscuit. I would occasionally get the waffle things on their own if they came with a little cup of the blueberry sauce to dip them in, occasionally. But I'm never going to order this over the just Cajun Flay biscuit. The Cajun Flay biscuit, I just said it's my favorite. If it's fresh, if they just made it and it's a thick, juicy Cajun Flay, which it is most of the time at the Bojangles in our area at least. If it's fresh and the biscuit's fresh and it's made just right, in the realm of fast food biscuits, the Cajun Flay biscuit's a 10 for me. Now, every one I get's not a 10. It can range from about an 8 to a 10. If it's the biscuit's overcooked or the Cajun Flay's not quite as fresh. Sometimes you just get a Cajun Flay that's a little too thin, so you got too much crust, not enough meat. But usually, it's like a 9 to a 10 range for me. That's how much I love the Cajun Flay biscuit. It's my favorite breakfast biscuit. A Bowberry biscuit in the realm of fast food fast food desserts is like 9, 9.5. It's so good. It's bumping up there. Like it is. I don't get it very often because it's just so sweet and so indulgent when I'm already eating so much fatty food. But it's so good. So we're talking 9 to 10 range for the Bowberry biscuit and the Cajun Flay biscuit itself, which are the two things this kind of combines, sort of. This is like a 7 for me. Okay? So, and I'm being a little harsh because it didn't ruin the Cajun Flay, which itself is more than a 7. But I think it's less than the sum of its parts for me. And I think it's less than the Cajun Flay biscuit. And it's less than the Bowberry biscuit. And I like the Bowberry cookies better too. And I think maybe those are still available. I hope they are. So, I think I personally like the Bowberry sausage biscuit better. To me, I think that was a better combo. I would go for that again first. This is 7 out of 10 though, because it's still excellent chicken and pretty tasty waffle cookie biscuit things, whatever they are. They're not waffles though. So I'm going 7 out of 10, but try it. That's my recommendation. Consider liking the video and comment below if you've had it, and please let me know what you think. I would really, really like to know what other people think about this. Catch you next time.